conversations, but with Caitlin Clark, I can't stay silent anymore.
Offensively comes over, right hand. Oh, that hand does have the place on the follow through though. She does.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wnba Core. I hope you are all having an amazing day. Today, I've got another deeply compelling and highly interesting video lined up for you. If you are a true Caitlin Clark fan, you are definitely going to want to stay tuned until the very end. Before we jump in, let us know you're a part of the Wnba Core community by dropping a CC 100% in the comments below. I love seeing all the passionate Clark fans joining the conversation. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get straight into today's breakdown. What happens when one of the most iconic figures in basketball history witnesses the WNBA's most gifted young superstar subjected to questionable physical tactics? The entire basketball community is reeling following intense discussion around alleged statements from Michael Jordan regarding Breanna Stewart's physical encounters against Caitlin Clark. Today, we are going to dive into the heart of this narrative. But first, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a young athlete face the level of physical targeting and public pressure that Caitlin Clark has endured since stepping onto the professional floor? Reports surrounding Jordan's reaction to recent matchups against the New York Liberty suggest a dramatic shift in how basketball icons view the current state of WNBA defense. Some analysts claim this perspective hits directly at the competitive reputation of established stars like Breanna Stewart. To understand where Jordan might be coming from, you have to look back at his own historic career. During the 1980s, Michael Jordan was the primary offensive force in an era filled with intense athleticism and physical enforcement. Because opposing teams struggled to match his elite basketball IQ and scoring efficiency, they routinely relied on physical intimidation, most famously seen through the infamous "Bad Boys" Detroit Pistons rules. Jordan understands the distinct difference between intense, championship-level competitive basketball and uncalled-for physical escalation. Commentators discussing his perspective argue that targeting an exposed player from behind crosses the line between tough physical defense and unsportsmanlike conduct. Quick pause. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to Wnba Core. Believe it or not, over 93% of our viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's completely free, takes just a second, and helps us keep bringing you quality sports breakdowns. Have you subscribed already? Excellent, thank you so much for your support. Now, let's jump back into the story.
Look like Caitlin Clark has found herself in another situation following another game. This time it's involving Breanna Stewart. Now, Breanna Stewart refused to answer the questions when reporters asked her about that hard foul that she did on Caitlin Clark. Now, social media has took it and ran with it. And we know anytime it's involving Caitlin Clark, it's going to grow legs and it's going to get attention.
Caitlin Clark go up for a layup and get slapped across the face by Breanna Stewart.
Look at this. Look. Wham! Right in the face. Look. Wham!
When sports analysts review game footage, such as moments where Clark deals with facial contact or unexpected shoves while off the ball, the debate centers on competitive integrity. Jordan played against legendary physical enforcers like Dennis Rodman and Bill Wnba, yet even within that notoriously rough era, facing an opponent head-on was the baseline standard. The core of this debate hinges on timing and positioning. Taking cheap physical swipes at an athlete who is turned away or recovering from an existing bump is entirely different from picking up a ball handler full court or locking them down in a half-court set. True legends face their rivals head-on like warriors rather than waiting for an unwatchful moment. Furthermore, the public post-game reactions from veteran players have added fuel to the fire. Rather than addressing whether certain physical plays exceeded normal limits, some veteran responses focused on media bias, framing the situation as an unfair critique from fans and commentators. From the viewpoint of sports purists and legends like Jordan, true champions own their actions on the floor. When physical play crosses into high-risk territory for injury, legendary competitors take accountability rather than deflecting blame toward external media narratives. When established players adopt a defensive mindset off the court, critics argue it reflects an underlying frustration with their inability to contain superior skill purely through basketball play. Despite possessing world-class talent and championship accolades, resorting to borderline physical tactics can subtly alter how a veteran's dominance is perceived by traditional basketball fans. This exact dynamic highlights why Caitlin Clark's game draws direct comparisons to historic legends. Clark possesses the rare attributes that defined Jordan's rise: a superior basketball IQ, elite court vision, relentless clutch shot making, and an innate ability to elevate every teammate around her. However, purists who value basketball ethics notice a concerning trend. Instead of being allowed to showcase her offensive orchestration, the 22-year-old phenom is constantly forced to navigate physical hits and non-basketball contact. Critics point out that when opponents rely on physical intimidation rather than matching Clark's preparation, skill, and endurance, it detracts from the quality of the game itself. Clark's current trajectory mirrors Jordan's rookie campaign, where veteran enforcers routinely tested his physical limits to see if he would fold under pressure. Yet, Clark is managing this level of physical play while simultaneously carrying the unprecedented weight of being the most commercially impactful player in modern women's basketball history. The discussion extends far beyond a single foul or a specific matchup. It touches on the future direction of the league. If the WNBA permits aggressive physical targeting without enforcing strict officiating consequences, it risks sending a harmful message to young players watching at home. It suggests that physical deterrence is an acceptable substitute for technical development and sportsmanship. Rather than teaching the next generation to elevate their skill, agility, and shooting, lax officiating validates unethical tactics as a shortcut to stay competitive. Jordan's stance emphasizes protecting the core integrity of the sport. Basketball at its highest level should showcase skill, court vision, and elite athleticism. When young superstars who drive record-breaking viewership are left unprotected, it threatens the long-term progress and credibility of the entire organization. The WNBA currently stands at a monumental crossroads. Executive leadership and officiating crews face two clear paths: either allow physical escalation to compromise the flow of the game, or enforce strict standards that protect offensive talent and allow superstars like Clark to operate at their absolute peak. This is the central question currently dominating sports talk shows. Will the league take decisive steps to protect its premier talent, or will intense physical play continue to overshadow pure skill? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What is your take on the physical defense Caitlin Clark encounters every night? Do you believe the officiating is fair, or should the league institute stricter penalties for off-ball physical contact? Share your perspectives. I read through your comments. If you want more in-depth basketball analysis that cuts through the media noise and breaks down what is really happening on the floor, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for WNBA Core. As this narrative evolves, one fact becomes undeniable: this discussion is no longer limited to a single hard foul or a single heated moment on the floor. It is fundamentally about the standard of women's basketball, the precedent the league sets moving forward, and how its most prominent figures are treated under a global spotlight. Long before entering the pros, Caitlin Clark carried expectations that very few athletes in sports history have ever encountered. Millions of viewers tune in for every single performance. Every pass, shot attempt, and body language shift is dissected across digital media. Outstanding performances are celebrated globally, while minor setbacks immediately generate days of debate. That is the reality of being the singular focal point of modern basketball. At the same time, decorated league veterans bring immense pride, physical durability, and years of championship experience to the court every night. The challenge for the WNBA is ensuring that high-level competitive intensity never devolves into unnecessary risk or dangerous play. Fans tune in for fierce rivalries, intense defense, and physical toughness, but above all, they want fair competition where talent determines the outcome. Michael Jordan built his legacy navigating some of the most punishing defenses in NBA history, which is why his perspective carries immense weight. His underlying message is simple: preserve the integrity of the game so that basketball brilliance, rather than controversial physical hits, remains the central highlight. Whether you feel the media scrutiny around this topic is justified or blown out of proportion, the broader debate among analysts, former players, and fans remains active. Should officiating crews whistle off-ball contact more tightly? Is intense physical defense simply a mandatory rite of passage for superstar rookies? Or should league officials implement heavier fines and technical fouls for dangerous contact? Amid all the outside noise, Caitlin Clark's response on the floor has been unwavering. She refuses to let physical defense, officiating disputes, or media debates distract her from her game. Night after night, she suits up, competes at an elite level, and demonstrates why millions of new fans are tuning in to watch her play. Her mental resilience and commitment to her craft are precisely why her fanbase continues to grow exponentially worldwide. Women's basketball is experiencing an unprecedented surge in global momentum. Arenas are consistently sold out, social media engagement is at an all-time high, and television viewership numbers continue to shatter records. Every marquee matchup adds another compelling chapter to one of the most historic seasons in sports history. Now, the most important question goes to you, the fans. Do you feel the current officiating appropriately balances physical defense with player safety? How do you think this ongoing narrative will shape the future dynamics between veteran stars and incoming talent? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Engaging, respectful discussion is what makes our WNBA core community so special. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more detailed basketball breakdowns, exclusive updates, and the biggest stories involving Caitlin Clark and the WNBA, support the channel by liking the video, subscribing to WNBA Core, and enabling all notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, basketball history is being written every single night. Click the next video on your screen to stay ahead of the story, and we will see you in the very next breakdown.